break down the forward somersault. Let's take a look at it in regular speed first. Let's take a look at it in slow motion. All right, step one, you're going to squat down. You're going to put your hands on the mat. That's really important. Make sure that your hands are about shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider. The hand motion is really important to make sure that your head and shoulders don't hit the ground. So you use your hands almost like a handstand or like a push-up to lower your body onto the mat in a very controlled, deliberate sort of way. As the head tucks, the shoulders go through first. Notice how she keeps her toes together in this process. Her legs stay totally straight. And then she brings those hands through. Her hands come through almost like she's throwing a soccer ball. And then she tucks her shins. Tucks her shins with her hands. Very important to make that nice tight ball shape. And then she's going to use the momentum from the push-off to get all the way up to her feet without using her hands. Very important that you do not stand up with using your hands. And then she's going to turn around and demonstrate another angle. Step one, she squats down. She puts her hands on the mat. Again, using your hands to lower your shoulders and upper body onto the mat. It does take some shoulder strength. Again, from this position, you want to make sure the legs are nice and straight, toes are pointed. From there, she's going to kick those legs over, keeping her legs straight throughout the process. That's the challenging part, keeping those legs straight. And then from there, she rolls from her shoulders onto the top of her back, then to her lower back. Her hands come through and tuck her shins. Let's take a look right here. Hands tuck the shins, and then she stands up without using her hands. Let's take a look at it from the side angle. Again, step one, squat down. As you can see, she dropped her hips down nice and low. She's still on the balls of the feet. Your hands are going to shoot out in front of you. Head is tucked in nice and tight. Next step, you're going to put your hands on the mat, making sure that they're nice and strong. As you can see, her muscles are flexed. She's using her hands to absorb the impact so her shoulders and head don't crash into the ground. She's then going to go over her head. Notice how her head doesn't actually touch the ground. Her legs are nice and straight. Toes are pointed. Again, using her hands to absorb the impact. Very, very important. Then from that position, she lands her shoulders onto the mat. And then back and then hips. And then she goes all the way up to her feet, making sure that your hands tuck your shins. So take a look at her hands right here. They're tucking the shins as she gets up, and she does not release her shins. Her hands never touch the ground after that point, and she stands up in balance. That is the forward somersault, also known as the front roll.